I'm Jordan Belfort, and this is Sales School. So I want to talk about a great topic here. It's something that I'm doing a reshoot for the certification program because not that I didn't say it right the first time, but I kind of made it really complicated to put graphics on it, so I was jumping all over the place. And sometimes what works when you just explain it isn't so easy when you want to use graphics to explain it. I'm talking about these different boxes that we put the sales process into. Meaning, sometimes people say, well, there's the old model of selling, which is the hard-charging sales idea, close it all the time, rip people's heads off, right? Versus the new model, which is the consultative model, right? And I'm not going to spend too much time getting into them. I'm going through that in the certification. The point is this, is that one says you spend most of your time building relationships and only 10% of your time closing. The other one says you spend most of your time, that's consultative. The other one says, in the hard charging, the old model is like, you spend only 10% of your time, getting into rapport and, 40% of your time closing. And then the others are broken down between, asking questions and giving presentations. Bottom line, they're both such complete nonsense. Let me just give you the overarching concept here to focus on. When you are selling with the straight line system, you're always doing all things at once. Meaning, you're closing from the first word that comes out of your mouth. Bottom line. Not closing them on buying, closing them on you're a person worth listening to. Because if you don't do that, if you don't close them on that you're an expert in your field, you're sharp, you're on the ball. If you don't do that, guess what? You're done. They're going to take control. Sales will spiral out of control, and it's over like that. And also, just because you get control doesn't mean you stay in control. Control is not a constant. Same thing with rapport building. Whether you build rapport 20% of the time according to one or 40 according to the other, it's ridiculous. You can't close when you're out of rapport. You can't increase someone's level of certainty for any of the 310s when you're out of rapport. You get it? You're always looking to build on the rapport you already have and make sure that you maintain rapport if it starts to bottom out, if it starts to fall down, right? You want to bring it back up by slowing down, looping back. The point is with the straight line system, you're always doing all things at once. You're always closing. You're always looking to build rapport. You're always presenting, meaning, in other words, presenting a solution, right? The one model will say it's 20% of the time. The other one says it's 30. It doesn't matter. The first word out of your mouth is part of your presentation. You better be aware of that. You're presenting from word one. I plan out what I'm going to say before I enter the encounter. Because I know if I don't do that, I'm going to end up spiraling out of control. I'm going to, lose my positioning as an expert. The straight line is your ABC. It's the syntax that shows you what to do first, what to do second, what to do third, right? But remember, you're accomplishing all things at once. I'm not going to try to close someone when I'm out of rapport. And when I'm trying to build rapport, I'm closing them on the fact that I'm worth getting into rapport with, that I'm just like you. You get it? So please just be aware that, yes, we have a syntax. Syntax says, first, step one, you got to take control. Step number two, right? Use that control to start asking questions, gather intelligence, and simultaneously build rapport. Then you have your transition, right? So yes, box, box, box. But those boxes, they mean the primary focus, the primary outcome of that moment in the sale, right, is X. But you're doing all things throughout the sale. It's not, we're like, okay, I'm in rapport, great, now I could be an asshole. Or I'm only going to, close at the last second when I ask for the order. I'm not closing them on anything before that, really. You'll be broke and living under a bridge otherwise. All right? So that's the point here. Remember, when you're using the straight line, you're doing all things at once. As you move someone down the straight line, from the open to the close, every word you say, everything you do is designed to A, get control and keep control of the sale. B, get into rapport and continue maintaining and building rapport. C, you're presenting from word one to the very end. And D, you're always closing. Bottom line. Once you get that concept under your belt, not that, that's not a skill, but it's a mindset that will help you with everything else as you're actually deploying this in the real world. All right, I love you all. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk again on Monday.